Good morning, everyone. Welcome to BizChicks TV. This is the place where you can find tips and tools to help you do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. And I'm here with my friend and colleague, Miss Francine Gregory, real estate entrepreneur and tech diva. I'm Terralina from California Cover Ups, and we are the Biz Chicks. We want to welcome everybody listening over there in the clubhouse. Hey guys, it's so good to have you in the studio. And we want to say hello to everyone who's watching live and on the replay. We'd like you to sit back, relax, because we're going to be talking tech in English. You are here for Tech Diva Weekly. So, Tech Life Weekly. So, let's just get started and find out what's happening this week in tech history. How you doing?
Woo! This is good. All right, I'm just going to start here with the original iMac goes on sale August 15th, 1998. And it was interesting. I just watched the Steve Jobs movie from 2015. It was really interesting. After the 3 months of anticipation, the original iMac G3 goes on sale. The Bondi Blue iMac becomes well known for its colorful case, which bucked the industry norm beige. However, it is also known for being the first commercially successful computer to eliminate the use of legacy ports and the floppy drive, widely criticized at the time for not including the older technologies. By only featuring a USB port for peripheral connectivity, the iMac helped polarize the emerging standard even on Windows PCs. And when was the last time anyone saw a beige PC?
Oh my goodness. Thank goodness. I'm just happy that we're over that.
And you know those beige PCs, they yellowed after a while. So
They
they
did.
this ugly color.
They did. The plastic was not all that.
It was not cute at all. Next story, August 16th, 1995, the first Internet Explorer. Microsoft introduces Internet Explorer, which at the time was a modified version of Spyglass Mosaic, which Microsoft had licensed. Later, when Microsoft began including Internet Explorer for free with Windows, Spyglass sued Microsoft for not paying what they felt were the proper royalties. Microsoft settled for $8 million.
Wow.
So this borrowing of tech has been going on for a while.
Well, I think
Borrowing, you call it? That's a nice word.
I was like, oh, wait. So you didn't have the first Internet Explorer, Spyglass did.
oh, so was it or was it not open source? Evidently not.
They had licensed it from Spyglass, but Spyglass thought that they should get some more money.
Uh-huh.
And I think sometimes people don't know what they have and they just kind of
They undervalue it. Yeah.
right. And they I guess, and then Spyglass didn't have a place to put it either. So but somebody should have gone back and negotiated a little bit, and Microsoft should have went back and offered to give them more. The first music CD, August 17th, 1982. The Visitors by ABBA becomes the world's first commercial music compact disc CD, manufactured, pressed in Langenhagen, Germany by Polygram Records, a subsidiary of Royal Philips Electronics. Philips and Sony co-developed the CD standard, which was designed to be the successor to the phonograph record. By the time the CD went on sale in November of that year, about 150 titles had been produced. So this is really not that old if you think about it. 1982? I guess it is. Oh, 82, 22. What is that?
40 years?
8, 4. Okay, there's my math class. 22 minus 82. It's been a while.
Okay. I don't trust my math. I'm going to get out my little hand.
Calculator? Yeah, please, because I was like, I think it's 40 years.
I think it's 40.
Yeah, it would probably be 40 years.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, HP is incorporated August 18th, 1947. Hewlett Packard is incorporated by William Hewlett and David Packard 9 years after they sold their first products from their garage in Palo Alto. Okay, so this garage thing, this is a
Well,
thing.
I'm telling you, it wouldn't be happening now because it's 104 outside. Unless
Well,
they
in
had
Palo
some serious,
Alto,
if they had some serious breeze coming through there or some air conditioning in that garage, because you
well,
couldn't be out there all day.
but in the Bay Area, it's cooler. So
Hey, look, San Francisco's been having 90 to 100 degrees. That's rare for San Francisco.
I know.
Things have
So-
just heated up all over the globe.
Right. So they 9 years after they sold their first products from their garage in Palo Alto. So Wozniak and Jobs also were in the garage. Who was the other one? Gates and Ballmer.
Yeah, Bill Gates was in his garage. Mm-hmm.
Everybody was in the garage. Anyway, Hewlett Packard got their start in 1938.
Mm-hmm. Really?
Yes, by producing oscillators used to test audio equipment. Since selling 8 of their first oscillators to Disney for use in preparing movie theaters for the movie Fantasia, HP has grown to one of the largest technology companies in the world. So I guess the whole moral of this story is don't stop, because 1938, and then in 1947, they incorporated. Wow.
Okay.
Final story, August 19th, 2004. Google holds its initial public offering, selling over 22 million shares at a starting price of $85. Google shares closed that day at $100.34, and the IPO created many instant millionaires and a few billionaires.
Well, Mark has some questions over here. He says it's 40 years and time flies. And he says, I don't have a garage. It's the reason that I'm not a billionaire. Tech giant. Well, one of the reasons.
You know what? That's exactly right. I have a carport. I don't have a garage either. That's probably why I'm not a billionaire.
Okay, well, I have a double garage. What is the excuse over here? Okay.
It has to be a single garage. That's why.
Oh, is that what it was? And it has to be wooden. Okay. Got
Yes.
you. Cool. Okay, I feel better now. Thank you so much, Doc, because I was getting concerned.
Well, and okay, so that is your week in tech history. So it's interesting how all of the technology that we enjoy today were started somewhere. It just didn't pop up. And so like I said, the moral of the story is don't stop. Whatever it is that you're doing, what would have happened had Hewlett Packard stopped? We probably wouldn't have Apple or Microsoft PCs because they had to get some stuff from HP. And then there's a whole bunch of little stories going on behind all of that.
Oh, my goodness.
That's the week in tech history. Okay, Terry, what do you got going on?
Well, let's see here. I want to share just a little something here. You know, I always like to come up with different ways to do things. Okay. So this is about a residential
Yeah.
A residential cruise ship. You can actually come 2024, buy residency on this cruise ship for between $1 million to $8 million. You can cruise for the lifetime of the ship. Someone needs to Google how long a ship's lifetime is, because I'm like, is this a bargain or not? I'm not sure. So let's take a look at this video, and it's going to tell you about the different amenities of the cruise ship and what's included in it. And then we can have a discussion about whether or not you think it's worth the lifetime of the ship. Because when it said lifetime, I said, And then I read it better, and it said lifetime of the ship. And we're going to have to read these captions because it has music, but it doesn't have any, what do you call it, voiceover.
Okay.
All right. So let me get to here and put this on blast here and start the video. Let's see if we can. I want to go full screen on this video.
It says this may be a dream for travelers. Got a heliport. The company Storylines is offering year-round residences in sail from Croatia. And the luxury ship will feature 547 residences, brewery, 3 pools, restaurants. The full-time cruise life comes at a steep 1 point. I might have to read it again over a mill. It looks like an apartment in New York. Education programs allow the office kids to live on the ship. Okay. My first question is, am I going to be on the water all the time?
Except when they're refueling and I don't even know if that's the case. They may bring it out to the ship. I don't know. All I know is what you're paying for is a lifetime of cruise, the lifetime of the ship cruising.
Okay. Okay, but go ahead, Dr. Taja. You said yes, that we're gonna be on the boat.
Probably. You know, the thing is, I'm looking at it, and it looks really nice. It looks nicer than the average cruise ship. Because average cruise ships, you know, to me, unless they're like the Viking River cruises, look a little bit grungy to me. Now, again, that could just be me. I am one that never had the desire to take a cruise because of the insular nature of it and all the things like, what is it, hantavirus and all the types of hantavirus, the things that are rotavirus, that's it, that can float around the ship because of being in enclosed quarters. So I don't know. I think it would take a particular type of person to want to do that all the time. There are people that love the sea and that would be their life. But for me, I don't know. I like the ability to be able to get up and go someplace else when I want.
Yep. I know. I just thought about it and I said, is that a bargain? $1 million to $8 million to live on this cruise ship. It does look like a lot spacious in a normal cabin. It says it will accommodate 547 residences. How do you? Go ahead.
So $1 million to $8 million, depending on the layout of your thing, and that's for a lifetime.
No, for the lifetime of the ship.
Okay, which could be 2 years.
Okay. Yeah, you know, I'm like, wait a minute.
I'm sure there needs to be, you know, if anybody's thinking about doing this, you need to see what the lifetime of the ship actually is. Because and then how does it work? You buy this for the lifetime of the ship. Is this transferable? Are you just out? Like, you know, is this something that you can leave to your kids?
Yeah, I don't know if it works like a timeshare or not.
Well, it can. It is not real estate because it is not on land, meaning that it is going to be treated as a vessel. Or
Okay.
you understand, you're not going to
Mhm.
be able to, because you can't, there's nothing, no anchors into the ground, no, you can't
It's
stake a
just to be
claim.
treated like a boat.
Right. So you treat it like a boat or a vehicle, like a mobile home is a vehicle. And
Uh-huh.
when you do a mobile home sale, that is a motor vehicle transaction. It is not a real estate transaction.
So when you sell your boathouse, that's not considered a real estate transaction. Okay. See, that's why it's nice to have subject
Well,
matter.
the boathouse might be, hold on, the boathouse might be because it is on land,
Is it
in the
really?
dirt, in the ground. Do you
No,
understand? It
it's
ain't moving.
anchored. No, it's anchored
A
in some
boat, oh, a
cases.
boathouse,
A
yes.
floating
Okay,
house
I'm thinking boathouse, like where you park the
when
boat.
you park it and
Okay,
get
no.
out and go
But
in the
the houseboat,
yes, the
a
houseboat.
houseboat is a vessel.
Okay. So it has
That's
the
not a
same legs as
that
a
yeah, it moves. So
now. Mark has a comment. He says here, I read about one that was built for residences. It docked in different parts around the world throughout
port.
the year. Oh, thank you, Mark. Yeah, and
Okay.
this is one of those deals where you
Okay.
have an apartment on the cruise ship.
Dr. Tachi, go ahead.
So, okay, I'm probably asking questions you don't know the answer to, but how do you deal with things like taxes and things?
I
Are
have no idea.
you floating in international waters? Are you, what, how does that work?
Right, because there's a whole now that's the thing. You're probably gonna pay somebody, you gotta pay taxes to somebody somewhere. Or does the boat that's
Well,
the
I'm
question.
thinking you're going to need a passport from some country.
You're gonna
Because
need a passport that handles all the country. You need a passport.
yes, so it has to be issued from somewhere.
Well, they said that they're leaving from Croatia.
Yes, they did.
So if they're leaving from Croatia,
And you're coming from the US, you probably need a passport to get over there in the first place. Um, but what happens if you get on board at a different port? And Mark has a comment. He says taxes would probably be based on where the boat is registered. Interesting.
and then how many countries are part of this whole situation because you're moving, unless they just gonna dock the boat in one place. Remember that you brought to our attention about the plane that
Yeah,
had
that
the
was out in the sky for years
right.
because it was operating on atomic energy or something. Yeah, nuclear
Right,
energy.
but they weren't flying all over, weren't they? Like hovering in one place,
They
or
had the ability to hover, but they were flying all over.
yeah, okay. So they're trying to get us to Mars, but we'll see.
I think they're trying to get us somewhere in between in these atmospheres, uh, or off the land. I don't know what the deal is because you got the sky going on and you got the water going on and permanent residency on both. Interesting.
But somebody would take that up, it sounds like it might be fun. And then Mark has another comment. He says, I'm assuming it would be similar to being an expat living overseas.
Well, I'm thinking also the same thing, Mark, because a lot of people have decided that when they retire, that's what they want to do. They just want to cruise instead of owning property. They plan to cruise around the globe, get off at different ports and sightsee and get back on the boat.
Yeah, see, all that has to be worked out because they didn't
Well, you
say.
figure all of it, it includes all your meals, all your utilities. You don't have to have a you don't have to have a car note. Hmm. So-
But are you liking where you are?
and you planned to travel when you retire.
Right. I just don't know if I want to be on the boat 24/7. That's just my deal.
Mm-hmm.
I,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I'd mind being on the boat, but at some point I don't want to be looking at water.
Okay.
And can we get back to land?
Well, I'm
Oh,
sure.
that's me.
Yes, I'm sure that you could always find some way to connect with land because they do stop for excursions and things.
Mm.
Yeah, again, this is a very particular lifestyle. There are some
It
people
is.
going to be like, you know what? Yeah, if you don't, this can work for somebody that doesn't necessarily have roots in a particular place, or that really wants to travel the world. Like you all were saying, there are a lot of there's a huge expat culture now of people
Yes.
that travel around, and they have maybe like a home base or something like that, and then they're in Portugal for 2 months, then they're someplace else for a couple of months. So there are people who like that kind of lifestyle. Maybe this is for them. Now, again, I think you would have to do the math to see if it would be worth it for you. So let's take the lower end. Let's take 2 million. Is 2 million for the life of the ship? Assuming the ship's life is 10 years, which is short, but let's just say that. Is that worth it for what you get? So I think you really have to seriously do the math to see if that would be something that would be worth it, in addition to can you handle looking at water all the time?
Yes. And I think also, Doc, that's an excellent point. I think that, the other thing is that people who invest in these kinds of things are looking for tax shelters. So also they're providing a private education for any children that would be on board, according to this, article. So now, are you writing off the different things if you're conducting business from the boat? Do you get to write off the $1 million? Do you-
Probably, so because it's part of your
office space?
office space. Beverly says, I was ready to get off the ship 3 days before my 7-day cruise was up. I like cruising short term. I'm done.
I'm with her. The first cruise I took was 6 days and 7 nights. I don't know why, but the good news was it was a jazz cruise, so there was always something going on. It's just that I had never cruised before, and I think that was a little long for a novice. So, I feel you, Beth.
So yeah, I and then Mark says, I think about water pressure and plumbing. And laugh out loud. Does it include food and meals? I don't think so. There was a kitchen. You had kitchens in your own units. So where are you getting groceries?
I don't know, because that was something that I thought about, because on a cruise ship, everything's served.
But this is not a cruise ship.
This is a residency ship. So with entertainment and restaurants, but do I now have to pay at the restaurant?
Dr. Tashi said, where do you buy your groceries? Because that's the thing. I mean, because there was kitchens on there.
And even if you have a grocery store on board, okay, so you are then beholden to whatever the hell price they want to sell it to you to, because there is no competition. So whatever they put on the boat as what you have offered, there's no competition. So you can't say, apples are on sale at the grocery store. Let me go there. You can't. You have to buy what's there. If you unless they make stops to do that, again, you have to be the type of person also that probably doesn't like to cook that much, because I can't see this working that well.
It kind of reminds me of a hotel in New York where you live in a hotel in the penthouse or something. I just saw Tower Heist or something, and I was like, oh, so all these people live in this hotel, and they come down for dinner, or dinner can be taken up to them, and you're not doing a whole lot of your own stuff.
Okay.
And
that's not the healthiest lifestyle.
It is not.
No, it's not. I think they did that to the plaza here in New York City. They did that to the plaza. Like, some of it is people live there, like
residents.
Yeah, like it's expensive. They live there.
Right. You get a doorman.
Right. Yeah.
Remember that story, the children's story, Madeline? She lives on the penthouse floor of the Plaza Hotel. So that's always been a thing. Yeah, I don't know for those of you that know Madeline, but
yeah, Madeline, whatever her name is.
Yeah.
But it's been that way even back in the 30s and stuff. People were living in the top of the hotel, and they pay extra for that service. And then Mark says, what about and Wi-Fi? How's the Wi-Fi? Because see, that's the thing.
You got to stay connected.
You ain't got no
How's the
connectivity. It's
Wi-Fi?
not gonna be good. And then you stuck out in the middle of the ocean and can't call nobody.
And are they charging me for minutes because I'm using their Wi-Fi?
Well, Dr. Tachi said because of digital nomads, the digital nomads would be, yeah, this is going to be a situation.
Okay, but our Facebook user, I'm not sure who this is, says, I love cruising. The longest was 9 days. Okay, try 9 years. Okay.
And then Mark said the one that I read about had a grocery store. The restaurants were available, but you paid like a regular restaurant.
Oh, okay.
And he says, I like not doing a lot of my own stuff. My family lived in a hotel in St. Louis for about 6 weeks waiting for our house. I loved it.
Room service.
But hotel food can get on my nerve after a while.
Yeah, it's hotel food and restaurant food in general. Like, I look at a lot of these, I watch a lot of YouTube. So I'm watching these influencers all the time as they're getting this, newfound wealth, and especially if they're a food influencer, and they're going to these restaurants all the time. Well, here's the thing, health-wise, is that the best thing? Because you can't control the amount of salt and all those things that are put in it, and it tastes beautiful. It is to die for, but is it something you should be eating every day? Should you be eating filet mignon cooked in herb reduction butter every day? No, you should not.
It's something to die for.
Well, I guess the hell so.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Because but I'm not. If there's a way for you to be able to do your own cooking and doing some other things to make it more you, because it does sound like a timeshare or a hotel stay or what have you.
Yeah. So our mystery guest is Lakeisha over here on the I don't know. She says she doesn't know why they're not showing who she is. Hi,
Because it's Facebook. That's why. Okay. Anyway, I don't know. I would probably, I don't know if I want to be.
There's an option. There's an option. I'd read an article about I don't know what's an article, if I saw something on, anyway, there was a story about a woman who decided to go to Mexico and buy her dream apartment because she's an artist. And she was talking about how cost effective it was. And she moved several times. She sold her place in California, got a good price for it, and was able to buy what looked almost like an apartment building. She had 3 stories. There was a balcony on every story, and she built a studio for $25,000 on the roof. So, there are just different ways to leverage your retirement or your money to get more value and to get what you really want. I think the key is knowing what you really want.
Right.
Then Mark says, can I take my dog? Where will he be? I don't know. I'm sure
because there have to be a whole sewer system situation up there.
I'm sure that millionaires are going to want to bring their pets. I'm sure they're going to have some kind of accommodation. There are actually puppy hotels. So I'm sure they're going to have some kind of kennel situation or somewhere to walk your dog because they're very attached to their animals.
Good ventilation in that place. I'm already picturing
that. Things that make you go, Okay, so that's my story for today. I don't want to belabor the day, so I'm going to move on. I'm going to pass the torch to Terry. How you doing?
Hey, I'm good. How's everybody?
All is well.
Good. Are we ready for this week in social media news and updates?
I don't know.
Ready?
The truth. I don't know if I can handle the truth.
Okay, I got a lot of stuff. I might not bring it all, but and I think I said last week because this is like the end of August, going into Labor Day, that a lot of these companies are taking the month the rest of the month off. So I think they're dumping everything now. So we will
Okay.
see. All right, so let's start with this week in social media news and updates. Let's start with Snapchat. Snapchat is going to cease production of that Pixie drone. Remember that Pixie drone that came out?
Oh, that little drone where you can take a selfie.
Yes.
Yeah. I forgot when it came. It was earlier this year we talked about it. And it was 250, 260.
Yeah.
And it had 4 preset flight paths, captured photos and videos that you can transfer to and share on your Snapchat. So there hasn't been a lot of demand for this.
No, you're kidding.
Oh no, because it was
Really? I can't imagine.
It was a flying selfie stick.
What a shocker. Even though this little drone could fit in your pocket and was cute and you could, there was no demand. So Snapchat is halting production. So whatever is out there available to buy is it. So if you still want one, you can buy one.
Oh, okay. Well, this is good to know.
Yeah. So so this fits in with, remember there are spectacles that came out, I think it was 2016.
Yes.
And it had a lot of hype and people were lining up to buy it out the little machines. Same thing happened to that is happening to this little Pixie drone that
you know what?
made so many and it's not selling.
I'm beginning to think that Snapchat's inventions, or whatever they want to call them, releases, are really predestined collectibles. You need to get them while they're available.
Mark says, I prefer not to be seen from an aerial view unless it's from space.
Okay.
Okay, Mark. So there you have it. Any more about this Pixie drone that we was like?
Yeah, I think it's time for a Pixie stick. Let me know.
We been that meme.
She is eating a Twizzler or Pixie, whatever.
The Pixie stick.
I need a snack on that one. Go ahead.
I do have something.
Go ahead, Dr. Tati.
Yeah, I do have something. You know, and this is interesting because this is almost if stay in your lane was a person, basically. Sometimes, I'm just saying, sometimes there are these companies, Meta is guilty of this as well, that in order to increase revenue, they're getting into the hardware game. These are, for all intents and purposes, software companies, right? That are trying to get into the hardware game, or the consumer wearables and all of that. But the thing is, they're doing this predicated on what they do software-wise, and it feels like they're not really asking or looking at how people are using technology to facilitate things. Instead, they're coming up with, people will want spectacles that do. Who did you ask? How do you know they want this? And then the proof is when nobody buys it, or there's initial interest and then it wanes because it doesn't do what people need it to do. Spectacles was very specific, right? It could have been so much more, but it was very specific. It's the same thing with Google Glass, which is getting ready to relaunch. But I think there needs to be a little more research and development done, or at least the research part of it, so you can develop it farther. Otherwise, concentrate on being the best software company you can be, and forget about hardware until you actually have the bandwidth to do it right. That's all I say. No disrespect to Pixie and spectacles.
Right. Get good at what you do.
Yep.
But see, when you have all this money to throw around, you just go R&D, hoping you'll get the next big thing, I guess.
Yep, I agree. All right, more for Snapchat. Snapchat is announcing new features for the Snapchat Plus, that membership subscription, the $4 per month.
Yeah, what about it?
They're adding more features.
No kidding.
So remember, Snapchat Plus launched in late June, enables Snap users to pay $3.99 per month to access a range
Do we
of
get a free
add-on
drone?
What?
Do we get a free drone? Do we get a No. Okay, go ahead.
So they, and this is like with Twitter and their subscription, you get to change the icon color, and you get
Oh,
to
stop.
favorite your friends and things like that. So they're adding more things. So now they're adding priority story replies, which makes your replies more visible to Snap stars. Now, Snap stars are the celebrities that are on Snap that they get paid by Snap to create content when they go live and stuff like that. So you'll get a priority reply from them. Also, you'll get a post view emoji. You pick a dedicated emoji that you want your friends to see after they view your snaps. So you get to have a dedicated emoji instead of just having the little arrow in front of, it has your name, and then there's a little icon that says opened or received or new snap. So you get to pick you get to hand pick an emoji. And here's one more. Also, you get Bitmoji backgrounds. You can change the Bitmoji background. And you can have things like a beach paradise or gleaming gold background or things like that. And also, there's some new app icons. So for the $3.99, that's what you get. You get to customize your Snapchat for $3.99 a month.
Okay, well, here's Mark's response. I'm trying to get them to pay me to not post.
Okay, so Snapchat says that this their membership or a subscription service has strong early demand. Snapchat says that Snapchat Plus has over a million subscribers, according to Snap. Now, that's a tiny fraction of their 347 million daily users. But remember, their plan has only been out a few months, so they're saying that's a good number that they're happy with.
I think 3.9 million a month is pretty good. I'd give them an A. They're doing better than me. Let me put it that way.
Right. So they're happy. They have internal. They have internal KPIs, so the numbers are hitting with them, and that's all it is. Now you have to remember, Snapchat is worldwide with teens 13 to 24-year-old. It's 90% of that population. They're up there with TikTok as being a popular app. So that's why we have to talk about them, even though we're not using it or you don't use it. That's why.
TikTok don't charge you $3.99.
Nope. Yeah.
But I'm just saying, I'm still trying to figure out where the $3.99 has value, I guess, to somebody.
Well, again, this is Gen Z 13 to 24. They have different things that they want to do online than we do.
Okay, because it sounds like paper dolls where you put a background on and then you get to put the paper, you get to change your clothes and
exactly. Just like what's the game Fortnite where you get to dress up your avatar? It's the same thing. That age group loves to do those things. Like Fran said, she's right. Paper dolls. That's what it is. It's just.
And where did you get the money for your paper dolls?
Where did we get the money?
Yeah.
You had to do chores or your parents gave you the money.
Okay, so you either used your allowance or somebody gave you birthday money or you were working or something. So yeah, they have the money and since they're not paying your utilities, they probably got $3.99.
Right. There's a lot of talk about from the older crowd that where do these teens get money? Well, where did you get money as a teen?
Look, you will give them $3.99 just to go away.
They're doing chores, washing dishes. They have an allowance. They have a paper route. They have whatever they're doing. And remember, a lot of Gen Z now, they're doing things online. They're setting up. They're influencers, so they have lots more money than we had as teenagers. So they have money. So that misconception of they don't have any money, their parents have the money. When you look at the children or the minor market, why was there always toy ads on Saturday during during the cartoons. Did the 5-year-old have money? Does the 5-year-old have a job? No, the parent has the job. So the kid sees oh, mommy, I want da, and they bug mommy and daddy until they get it. That's what I did. I was like, you just relentless with it until they give in.
Exactly. So that's where the $3.99 is, and they don't even have to value it because it's not their $3.99 anyway.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. I mean, as far as I hear, there's all time that this group doesn't have any money. They have money. No. They don't have they're not working traditional jobs, or they have an allowance from their parents who has a traditional job, or they're doing things online.
Exactly.
Remember, a lot of people kids are on YouTube making, that YouTube partnership program, getting money. So they're getting money different ways.
And I had my first job at 11 years old. So I'm just saying to y'all, you're walking somebody's dog, shoveling the lawn.
Right. You're doing things in real life or online. Just remember that now the online opportunities are there as long as they're old enough, to have a bank account, or the parent, whatever that situation is.
Yeah.
So there you go. So they have the money. They like Snapchat. Okay. Let them enjoy it. Have fun. I will not be paying $3.99. So
knowingly.
There you have it. All right, so let's move on to YouTube. YouTube is now automatically adding watermarks to downloaded shorts clips. That means any short that you download will have a YouTube watermark. All right, so go ahead.
So that you cannot, so if you put it over on another channel
TikTok or whatever,
if you move it over there, okay.
So think about if you use TikTok, when you download a video from your TikTok account, what does it have on it? Has a watermark, and it has your user ID on it. I don't know if YouTube is going to have that user ID, but it's definitely going to say YouTube Shorts or YouTube or whatever on it. So YouTube knows that you're resharing videos and made on Shorts, and the company wants to be credited. A YouTube representative said that the company would start adding watermarks to short videos when a creator downloads them. Some creators will make short form videos in one app, download their video, and repost the same clip to other platforms. So just like Fran said, they're trying to stop that. And it's not just YouTube. Instagram does it, like we said, TikTok has their watermark. Instagram Reels doesn't have a watermark yet, but they downgrade your reel if it's uploaded from TikTok because they can tell. Okay. So this is another war that's going on between Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok about, okay, when you make content in our app, you can't remove it. And I think there's something where Instagram is stripping out, if you download your reel, they're stripping out the audio.
Yep.
To keep you from uploading to TikTok.
So there's a way around that. Does anybody want to know what that is?
Yes.
You create it in another video program.
Right.
And then post it to all those other places. I use something called Mojo, and I create all my stuff over there, put music and stuff on it all over there. And then I can upload it to all 3 of those locations without them taking my audio out or taking anything out.
You have to be platform agnostic. I always preach this.
I love that.
Platform agnostic is the way to go, because when you're too tied to a platform, things like this happens. You can't download it with the sound. And the thing is with when you do it from Reels, if you are speaking and you put it, it's not just going to take out the sound
music.
It will also take out your voice. That's very annoying. And so what you need to do is Fran is saying, put it. What happened?
Go ahead. No, they're agreeing.
Oh, yeah, like Francine is saying, you need to put them in, create them in another. It's very simple. Even if that means you are just recording it on your phone and then doing a little bit of editing, in another program, that's fine. I would not leave. Sometimes it's fine to do that, but how annoying is it? How many times have you had a TikTok or even a reel, and they're like, that sound is not available anymore, and now you have a stupid video that makes no sense because the sound is not there. So try and get around. You popular sounds do give you some visibility. I get that, but popular sounds are only popular for a minute.
Right.
So I'm like, why can't it be more creative? Use something original. You don't have to always use sound. So if it gets taken, you've been warned because you don't own these places.
Right. And the Facebook user asked, "Is Mojo is it an app?" Yes, it's in the Play Store. And I do believe it's on Google Play Store and Apple in the App Store.
Right.
Yeah. And it's called Mojo, and I'm like, oh, this is genius right here.
Yeah. That's Lakeisha over in Facebook. And she's also saying platform agnostic.
New word.
Is that a new word?
Yep. But
yeah, when it comes to content, yes, you have to say, okay, you could make something generic and then, okay, for example, if you use Canva, if you're in Canva Pro, you can make Instagram story and then it allows you to switch it to a Instagram post because it's different dimensions for the graphics. So that's why you make one and then you click the little button and it copies it and makes it a story, a reel, all that. So that's what you do instead of going in 1.
Right. And then there's in Canva, you can create reels.
Yep.
Or TikTok, all of that stuff.
Right. They have templates. They have so many templates in Canva. It's crazy.
Right.
And there's other things besides Canva, but Canva is the most popular one. There's Vista Create has something. Adobe has Express. So they're all. There's another one. I think GoDaddy had GoDaddy Studio or something.
Right.
So they all do that. And then if you want to do extra stuff, like I just said about doing one graphic, like, you spend all this time doing this one graphic. Now I got to make it story size. You don't have to do that. There's a button that does it. So that's what we mean. The platform agnostic has to do with content. So with this reels, now one thing with Instagram they don't stop you from uploading the TikTok watermark video. It's just that it won't get pushed out. They prefer original content in reels. So they're not stopping you. It's just like you said, and like with Dr. Chachi said, some of it doesn't have sound if you download. So there's different things. You just have to be aware. The Shorts watermark will roll out in the next few weeks on desktop and expand to mobile in the coming months. So we got some time before YouTube stamps that watermark on the video. Okay. All right, so let's go on to. I have a lot. There is a ton of stuff today. Let me see. I want to make sure I got all the minor stuff out. The minor. Okay, I'll come back. All right, so let's go to TikTok since we've been talking about TikTok. No, let's go back. Amazon. Amazon is internally testing a TikTok-like feed in their app. Internally means within the employees.
Wait, so Amazon, where we go shopping, is now going to try and do TikTok like?
They're trying a feed, and it has a For You section. All of that. Now, I want to show it to you. So I was playing around with something new. And let me see if I can.
Let me give Mark's comment.
Okay,
Let's get Mark's comment. Mark says, which do you prefer, Canva or Mojo? Is one superior to the other? Okay, so here's my take. TJ, I don't do a lot of my stuff on the desktop. So Mojo works for me because it's all on the phone.
Okay.
Right.
So mine is, I use Mojo because it's right on the phone, and then I can upload straight from Mojo to TikTok, to Snap, to wherever. But mine is on my phone. Right. And it allows me to save whatever I've created to. Now Canva does work, and I use Canva on the desktop.
Yes.
for me.
And I was gonna say it depends. I like using Canva on the desktop. I've looked at it on mobile, like my iPad and the phone and stuff. I'm not really a person that likes to create content on the mobile devices, but you can do it. I just, like Fran says, I prefer doing it on the desktop. And also with Canva, it does video. You can record yourself talking. You can create webinars. You can create PowerPoint like presentation. Canva does all of that. All you can do YouTube thumbnail. There's so much stuff in there, and a lot of it is on the free side. But like I said, if you wanted to switch from one to the other, that's where you have to sign up for the pro one. But there's so many things in there that's for free that because I've been using Canva a long time, and I knew, okay, yeah, you make graphics for social media, and then I went back in. I was like, wait a minute, they've been steadily adding all kind of tools, so you can make ebook covers, book covers. You can make planners. There's so many things that people use Canva for when they're selling digital products online. They use Canva. And here's another thing about Canva: if you want to sell templates that you've made in Canva, you can sell them because you can share the template with other people, and they just download it. They download it, and it goes into their Canva. It goes into their Canva account, and they get to tweak it with their colors, or they get to change it any way you want. Because there's somebody I follow that does that they're selling like social media graphics and templates. And when they was like, oh, here's a free one. So I wanted to look at it. It was like, you download it, you click it, and it opens in your Canva.
Yep.
And just use it like whatever. So Canva is a very powerful tool.
Yeah, I use Canva for all my stuff, like for real estate posts and all of that. And I just use Mojo for when I'm doing my shorts.
Right.
TikTok.
Here's another thing about Canva. If you're used to doing professional stuff like in Photoshop, I see some of the clarity is not there. Like some of the clearness of the graphics. And because I noticed, I mean, you wouldn't notice it. I notice it just because I've used Photoshop and stuff like that. So that's why some people don't like Canva, because they're they call themselves, they're professional graphic artists, and they use Photoshop or Lightroom or those tools. So you won't see much sharpness, but it looks good. So it depends on how you want to do it.
Do you need to get it out there? Because the one reason I use Canva is because I didn't have time to sit up there and keep playing with stuff in Adobe Photoshop.
Right. So you have to know how, because I've used Photoshop for years, so I know how it works. But they don't want to learn. You don't need to learn Photoshop. It used to be, if you wanted to make graphics for websites, stuff like that, you had to use Photoshop or some of the other alternatives. And then people are like, well, that tool's too difficult for me to use. I just want to make something for social media. Boom, here comes Canva. So that's the deal. But you'll hear some people who have used Photoshop and graphic artists and editors and stuff, they don't like Canva because of the sharpness factor when you download it.
And because you don't get the SVG or the EPS, you get
there's a PNG clarity.
Right. And it's not because it's made for a certain use. It wasn't made for you to put it on magazine covers.
Right. So that's it. When I'm talking about the clarity, you wouldn't notice it. I'm just saying that people that do stuff in Photoshop notices the pixelization of some edges and it's minute stuff, really. Right. But if you're just putting up stuff for social media, it's fine, because people can read what you're saying or see the photo or things like that. Okay, so we're getting off. All right, so Amazon. All right, so I wanted to bring it up and show you. I hope this shows up. All right, there we go. Good. Now it's blurry because the picture is blurry, but this is what it's going to look like. If you see at the bottom, there's a diamond icon. There's a house and a diamond and like a person.
Yeah, I see it.
See that diamond? And
so
right, and see at the top it says "for you" on the left, and it looks like a TikTok like thing where somebody's posting.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And then on the bottom right is a picture of an item you can buy. I think it's It
The
says
sweater.
dual top women's long sleeve pull up, something about a sweater. So the lady's wearing the sweater in the picture.
Okay.
And then you go, oh, I want that sweater. The icon on the bottom right, the picture of the sweater, tap it and it takes you to purchase it on Amazon within the app. So
Okay.
that's what they're doing. Let me come back.
Wow. That's
So now my question is, how are they getting the picture of the lady? Is that where are the people who have this, who are selling that item, put that picture up, or
Yes. So think about how Amazon Live works now. Somebody goes
oh,
live,
live?
and
Okay,
the
got it.
link is there. Same thing. You'll be in the app, somebody will go live, or they'll post a story, because that's what it looks like. It looks like a story or a video that you would see in TikTok and Reels.
Okay,
But
so this
it
is
will
from
have the icon of the item, and they tap on it, and it goes to where they buy it. This is inside of Amazon, the app.
this is the Amazon Live type stuff. This
Right,
is
but it's
not
right.
like
It's inside of the app. It's
okay.
inside of the app where you'll be able to post stories, short form video, or live, and there will be that icon that they tap, and it goes to the item where they can purchase it.
Mhm.
Let me show you another one real quick so you can see. And let me see. Let me make sure I got the right thing going. There we go. Okay, can you see that?
Mhm.
So now I went in. Let me go look at what you're doing here. Yes, I see that.
Now this is internal testing with employees inside of the Amazon app. This is not public, but somehow, some way, people get these things. So they're testing a For You TikTok like feed where you can see somebody posting a graphic of Amazon. It says Amazon what I'm loving or living. The script is wrong, but they've got like a candle and slides. It looks like
Mhm.
like a collage of things you want to buy. And then at the bottom of that image, there's each item is there. You can tap on it like you can tap and buy the what are those bedroom slippers and like a mug, some items. I can't really make it out because the people that posted the picture is blurry. It looks like a toaster or something. I'm not
Mhm.
sure.
So I went to Amazon.com here on this on the desktop. It's
Mhm.
totally different. My Amazon is different.
Mhm.
It has these pictures. Let me see if I can show it to you because I just went to
Yeah.
Amazon.com. I didn't
Okay.
try and do anything else. So let me show you what happened. I was like, really, this is different because normally when it comes up, you got a bunch of stuff and text.
Right.
It's their screen and then Chrome tab, Amazon. This is what I got for
Okay.
Amazon.
Right.
This is not what normally Amazon looks like when I come
Right.
in.
This is their new look. They've changed it. I've seen this for a while.
I was like, wait a minute. It's easier on the eyes, and so you know where
Yeah.
you're trying to go somewhere. But I'm like, oh,
Oh yeah, they're
Right.
trying to make sales now. Amazon exists to sell.
Yeah.
Unlike any of these other social media platforms, that is their thing. Content was secondary for them. This is why this program now of live streaming it came up, fairly recently within the last 2 years. So this to me makes, perfect sense. Full disclosure, I am an Amazon influencer, so but I'm critical about things when I need to be. But this makes sense to me. The fact that they haven't done it sooner is what I'm questioning.
right, right. I totally agree because now I'm like, oh, I can like now find my way around the store instead of it being all cluttered up. Before it was a bunch of links and stuff, and now like, oh, point me in directions.
Right. So let me show you another thing because I'm testing this. Let me see if this works. So this is my phone. So you see, I went to the Amazon app. This is what's going on live. So you see they got the shop live stream. Somebody's demoing I don't know what that is. a weed whacker, a cutting something.
Okay, I don't know. They're cutting something in the grass.
Yeah, and then below it says featured now. And when I tap on it, I'm going to tap on. I better not buy it. It goes to the item. So it is a cutting diameter electric. Oh, it's a wood chipper.
Mm.
Okay, but before you even get there, how did you get your phone in the shot? That's what I was like.
Secret.
Isn't that
I'm
picture
kidding.
in picture?
No.
What's that? No. I'm coming in virtual camera. I'm coming in
Okay.
to stream y'all with a so let's.
I'm like, whoa, hold on.
Let's get back. I wanted to make sure this works. So
Uh-huh.
this is what when I go to Amazon.
I'm like, wait a minute. Oh, like this. So this would be like if you're doing the newscast and you put this over. I'm so into
Right. It's my phone is hooked up and it's coming through the software I'm testing. So I wanted to make sometimes it doesn't work. That's why I was like, I'm so happy it's working. But see, you see how it says Amazon Live, and then it says this video live. There's 68 people watching this person demo this wood chipper, and then you can buy it. And then if I scroll, see how I scroll over all the things that they're offering on the live. You tap and you go when you buy. So that's what this for you thing is going to be. In let me put this phone down. So this is what the thing is going to be in Amazon, that they're testing a TikTok like feed in the app, and there'll be an icon at the bottom. There's a menu at the bottom of your Amazon app, and then it's a diamond, but that might change, but it'll be an icon. You tap on it, and they're saying that is they're doing this because on TikTok Amazon product recommendations are extremely popular. There's a tag called hashtag Amazon Finds, has 25.6 billion views. So some influencers have gotten millions of followers and money from posting the Amazon products and having them go over, because they have the what is it called, where you have the affiliate. Yes, you have the affiliate, and they're doing that on TikTok. So Amazon is saying, hey, wait a minute, let's test that over here.
Let's offer it over here. Yes,
right, on their app. So they might want to call, they have Amazon must-haves on the app instead of going through Instagram, because Instagram Reels can do it too, I think they're saying here, and TikTok. Okay. So that's what's going on with Amazon. They're trying their for you TikTok like feed, and you'll be seeing reels and stories over there. But that will have a purpose of tapping by, and I get the affiliate money from it because I'm promoting it. So Amazon is always gonna, like Dr. Chad said, it's gonna be about shopping.
Mm-hmm.
The social media is always gonna be about shopping and how to get people to buy. Mm-hmm. So look out for that. So that's an internal test. They didn't announce it. Somebody found it.
Somebody leaked it.
Found it. There's people that their job is to, see what these apps are doing, and then they release it, and then they, because none of the platforms, most of the time, they will not announce something, but somebody else does. They will announce it. All right, so let's move on to TikTok. We can move on to TikTok since we were talking about them. TikTok is becoming a key search and discovery platform for younger audiences. Google is noticing that Gen Z they do more searches on TikTok than they do on Google now. Gen Z.
That's because they're already over there on TikTok. Why would they want to leave?
Right. So Google says in our study something like almost 40% of young people, when they're looking for a place for lunch, they don't go to Google Maps or search, they go to TikTok or Instagram.
Really?
Mm-hmm. So now a little background. In 2019, investment firm Andreessen Horowitz, they did a search and they highlighted the potential of TikTok as a search engine based on how Chinese users were evolving their use of Douyin, the Chinese version of the TikTok app that they use over there. So e-commerce and live shopping and all that is billions of dollars in China. Is they're trying to bring it here. Remember, TikTok was trying to do a live stream thing. They're dropping it. Instagram dropped theirs because they're not finding, and it's translating over in this culture where over there that's all they do. So they're saying that they did a study on it and they found out that they are, that this crowd, Gen Z, they do everything within the app, even search. They don't go to Google and search. They're already, like Fran said, they're already in TikTok. So they start searching for stuff about, food places, where to eat, where to go, what to do, find this, how to do this, how to do that. So that ties into a part where I was saying about TikTok, and I've been saying is that you need to be over there, even though you're not a dancing teenager, because somebody's going to be over there to search for what you do and what you have to offer. So you need to be there putting content out, having a link to your, your link in bio, wherever you want them to go and stuff like that, because you can see this is going to grow. And if Google is aware of it, that means, they know something's going on. So this is going to get bigger. All right. So they're saying TikTok has began experimenting with link keywords within comments and video descriptions, which guide user discovery by connecting them through the broader trends. So they're saying certain keywords, including product names, now auto link through to search results for that term. And I had a screenshot for it, but I can't find that. But what it is that if somebody mentioned, the example I saw is that somebody mentioned a brand name in the comments of somebody's TikTok video, and it was highlighted as a link in the comments. So you could tap on that and go to the brand's page and buy whatever they're offering. Now, I'm not sure how they're setting this up, but that's what they're saying, that's what TikTok is doing. They're experimenting with link keywords. So it'll be in comments, it'll be in video descriptions. Now, remember, we're used to, Instagram having the one link in the bio, and TikTok is like, we're not doing that. There's going to be links everywhere. So, because TikTok knows that they have so much of a hold on their users that if they send them somewhere, it's going to be within the app. But they're not afraid of them leaving the app. Whereas Meta, with Instagram, they were like, we don't want people to leave Instagram. That's why you only have the one link in the bio, because they didn't want people leaving. But TikTok,
right? Because TikTok, when you go to add a link, like if you're doing a TikTok video and you go to click and it says add a link on there, but it only gives you where the links that they have put in there that you can go, like Joe's Crab Shack or so and so and so and so. You don't get to pick your own.
Right. So this TikTok is not going to be like you're able to link in the. It's more TikTok making linked keywords, and I'm not sure the process of how they're doing it.
Right.
But the example I saw was a brand, and it was the brand name, and it was when somebody typed it in, it was highlighted. And then you could tap in and go to that TikTok profile of the brand and see what, buy their stuff and whatever. So that's what's happening with TikTok. Now, another part of this Gen Z, they don't like to use Google is, now this was in Mashable. They're saying that this is a quote. People are sick of the Google recipe algorithm, and this has to do with recipes. Google recipe algorithm that prioritizes obscure search engine optimized blogs. It's been a running joke on the internet that in order to read a recipe, you have to go through the blogger's entire life story. But this actually deterring the young people I talk to from searching for recipes on Google, because a TikTok has to quickly grab your attention. Recipe videos on the platform are putting the focus on the food and not the creator. Now, let me explain this. So if you don't know what they're saying about the recipes on Google, say you want to search for a recipe and you go to Google and you search. So the search engine result page will give you, all the blogs that have a recipe. Let's say chocolate chip cookies. And you click on one or two or three, and when you go to them, because this website with the person with the blog with the recipes, they write because they want you to stay on the page because of SEO. They, instead of showing you the recipe right away, they write this long story about something. Oh, the other day me and my kids was doing something, and I went to the store and I went to this and I decided to make the chocolate chip cookies that my grandma made. But all of that, and then the recipe is all the way at the bottom, and then before you get to the bottom, there's a bunch of ads, there's a bunch of things popping up, because that's how the blogger makes money, by posting on those ads. So they're saying here that Gen Z does not like that kind of thing. So, so when they go, they get mad, right?
It ain't only Gen Z,
right? No, I'm just saying that in this example, I agree with it, because I don't like it either.
Give me what I click for.
I don't like it either. But they're doing it because the person that's running a recipe blog or whatever it is trying to make money off of the ads. And there's like 5 million ads on that page where they're talking about the chocolate chip cookie recipe. And then they put the recipe all the way at the bottom, and they got all this stuff going on.
Well, I'm finding the same situation over there on the various news channels.
Yes, they do that too. They have ads popping up, and it's annoying.
Yeah, she may have like 5 minutes worth of ads,
right?
And then they limit you to 8 minutes worth of news, and I'm like,
right,
what?
Right.
Okay, Dr. Kachi has a comment.
Yeah, this is such as the paradox of using something that is free. If we want to pay for it, then we can get it right away. So think about it. If you go to a paid website that has recipes, or you buy a recipe book, you just turn to the page or go to whatever. You don't have to deal with the dissertation defense about how she got the recipe or how he got the recipe. So, that's the thing. You either get it for free, quote, meaning that you have to pay for it with your eyes and time in terms of ads, or you actually pay the money for it. It is annoying. I agree. When you're trying to, look, I just want to make cook. Do you not work? Not everybody is an influencer. I actually need to work on something else. So I don't have time to go through this. But again, this is how money is made. So I can't necessarily fault them, because again, if you want to go to, get a paid membership for a site that has all these wonderful recipes, then you don't have to deal with it. But if that's not the case, then unfortunately, there's all sorts of money that needs to happen there, including the bandwidth and space needed to host that. So it's got to be paid for somehow. And it's
right. But see, no, go ahead.
I would.
Oh, no, I'm done. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. So let me say real quick to that is that what's happening is things is changing, and TikTok is changing it. So the essence of that quote is that people are getting recipes off of TikTok. They're not going to Google and searching and reading all of that junk because I just want the recipe.
Right.
So people on TikTok are making videos and they show the ingredients, and there's no link. Go to my website and get the recipe. No, they did it in TikTok.
They
cut the point of this. So go ahead.
To the chase.
Yeah, see, I would have paid the 99 cents for the recipe. Just give me the recipe. I don't want.
But see, and I love this quote because this shows how the old web 1.0 with the web, when you bought a website and you wrote stuff and how do you make money off your website? You put ads. That's web 1.0. We're not that's old. So people are still doing that with these recipes, and I've seen it. It's annoying. It's not just Gen Z, it's me too. I hate that too. And it makes you not want to go and search for a recipe on Google, which, like Fran said, they're already on TikTok. There's already people making the recipe, showing you the ingredient, and they take a picture or a video, snap, and you're like, I'm going to make that because my daughter's in there. She's coming to me like, oh, look what they made on TikTok. Let's make it. And it's right there. I don't have to go click the link. I don't have to buy nothing. It's right there. So that's what they're saying, that this web 1.0 of writing a long history of why you made this recipe and then the recipe at the bottom, we're not doing that anymore. But those people are still doing it, and they're going to be left in the dust. They're going to be left in the dust because they haven't come over the web. We go on the web 3. So your recipe on your website where you got it and you're trying to get SEO and you running ads, that don't work no more. And this is a great example of why TikTok is taking over. I'm not saying TikTok is great. It's just that's where everything is.
They give the people what they want. Give the
Right.
people what they click for. Don't-
Right.
Oh my gosh.
You have to get your mindset out of, I have a website, I'm Web 1.0. Come on over. I got 50 million ads. They don't want to do that. And it's not just Gen Z, it's us too. Like we said, it's not just them, but they're the ones that most vocal, which gets the most attention, which Google is saying what's going on with them. That's how everything shifts, because that generation makes the most noise about whatever, right or wrong, but it gets the attention and then things change. So you have to be on that level of, wait a minute, if I want to start a recipe blog. Do I start a recipe blog or do I go to TikTok?
Mm.
You go to TikTok. Because then if you're selling something, that link in your TikTok profile, once they see the video and you direct them to it, they go and buy whatever's in that link. That's how it works now, instead of having the Web 1.0 blog with 50 million ads. That's what this is about.
Right.
And it's not going to be just recipe sites. It's going to be anything where a Web 1.0 blog is running ads. We're not doing that. And this is the sign of it. So
Change is hard. Change is hard.
Change. Yeah. Well, that's what. Remember a time before blogs? Does anybody remember? I do. Does anybody remember the time before social media? We do. And nobody, then people made jokes about Twitter and who's gonna want to see this and that, and now that's all people want to do. So you have to, it's about paying attention. So this thing where Google pays attention to what's coming up, and they're like, wait a minute, TikTokers are searching on TikTok. That's bad for Google, because Google needs us to go to Google and search, because they're serving ads. See?
So TikTok might start serving up some ads too.
Right. But see, the thing is, we have to look at how it's being used by Gen Z. And everybody goes, well, not everybody. I hear a lot of people go, I don't care about Gen Z. You should care, because they're the ones that's changing the way that we do things. It comes in waves. So look at this as an early indicator of people in this age group. They don't get out of TikTok and search in Google like we do. I use that G app on my phone all the time. That's where I go. But they are in TikTok, so they're searching there. So we might want to be there as business owners instead of having a website.
You better get a TikTok.
You still need a website. I'm just saying the part about the Web 1.0 where you run ads as a way of monetization. That's dead. That's been dead. But there are people that are doing it, and particularly it's the recipe people, the recipe blog people that have not come out of this dark of, okay, we've been left that behind. So that's what's happening. Google SEO might be dying. TikTok search might be on the rise. It's early days. This is just an indicator. Okay, so Google knows, and so it's like Facebook. Facebook knows that they have a youth problem. Google knows that they have a search problem with this Gen Z. All right, so let's move on to TikTok. They've launched new shopping ads. Now, this is not the live stream shopping that they were trying and they got rid of. This is shopping ads, which will provide more ways for brands to promote their products in the stream. So TikTok says shopping ads is a simpler, smarter, and more advanced ad solution that helps brands meet shoppers wherever they are in the purchase journey, sparking demand and boosting sales. It's a 3-in-1 solution with new formats to adopt and combine video shopping ads, catalog listing ads, and live shopping ads. Okay, so that's what they're working on instead of the live stream shopping. Also, Oracle is this gets back into remember we were talking about the TikTok removing from the government is looking into how they're using the data, and is China coming in? So Oracle is reviewing TikTok algorithms and the content moderating systems, and they're looking at making sure that Chinese officials aren't, in there messing with stuff. So, and also TikTok is in the process of moving all the data it has on U.S. servers to Oracle cloud storage based in the U.S. So,
So apparently their stuff in the U.S. wasn't working, so now they got to put it underneath.
Right. Remember we were saying where all this came out was that there was some back channel talk that somebody figured out that over in China that they heard them talking about how they can access the back door of the U.S. data.
So they moved it over to Oracle, which means that the Chinese government will not be able to get Oracle stuff.
Right, but see, here's the thing. That's why those two senators are looking into it, and it's going to be big talk later this year. Is that all of China apps have to give in to demand to their government. That's 100%. So TikTok is a Chinese app.
Yes.
How are they getting around it?
They're not.
Right, they're not. They're saying so here's specifically TikTok says they do not give data to China. I say they don't have to because they have the back door. So they can move these servers all the way around, but if a code is in there, it's like malware. If it's in there until it gets cleaned out.
Right.
Yes.
You can move the data to this server, that server, that server. If the malware is in there, it's like a virus, it's in there. It moves with the move. So
the code is in there. The code
is in there unless it's cleaned out.
Unless somebody takes the code out, no matter where you move your clothes, it's in the pockets.
The moths are in there unless you get the moths out.
Yes.
So this is the meat of it, is that TikTok says they don't give US data to China. I don't have to give it to you if you got a back door in. I just go in whenever I want. Until they find the back door. When they move the data, the back door moves with the data. See?
Yes.
And so they try to get a reputable US company.
So they're trying to make us feel safe by saying, oh, the data's in US servers on Oracle. But what is data? Information, bits, ones and zeros. And if there's a malware or a virus or a thing or whatever they wrote in there, it travels when the data's moved. Doesn't matter what server it's on. So that's how I see it. Again, this is the latest on what's happening. We're going to see more of this the rest of the year. So let's just see what happens. So that's what's going on with that story about China and the data. Here's another thing to get you thinking about TikTok. TikTok has an in-app browser that has code that can monitor your keystrokes. Now this one is difficult, so let's get into it. So when TikTok users enter a website through a link on the app, TikTok inserts code that can monitor much of their activity on those outside websites, including their keystrokes and whatever they tap on the page. And this is according to new research. This came out of Forbes. They're saying the story came out of Forbes. The tracking would make it possible for TikTok to capture a user's credit card information or password. TikTok has the ability to monitor this activity because it has modification to make to the websites using the company's in-app browser, which is part of the app itself. So let me explain what the in-app browser. Have you noticed whenever you've been on your phone and you tap a link and say for Facebook, and then it doesn't go to Safari, it goes to a browser that's inside of Facebook? Have you ever seen that? And then it asks you to log in to Facebook. Have you seen that? That's the in-app browser. Instead of going to Safari or Chrome or whatever you use on your phone, Facebook has an in-app browser. And Facebook was called out for this last week also. Facebook does this too. So there's a browser within the app to handle URLs. And instead of going outside of the app to Chrome or Safari, it handles it within the app. So that's where they're saying that they can capture this information. It has to do with JavaScript. I'm not going to get into that, but they're saying the person that found this the software research company based in Vienna, they published this report. They said this is a non-trivial engineering task. This does not happen by mistake or randomly. So if there's TikTok is saying, oh, it's a mistake or it's random, it's not, is the person that's saying it. So TikTok pushed back and said that it's not tracking users in the in-app browser. The company said these features exist in the code, but TikTok is not using them. So
take it out the code.
So TikTok says But see, remember last week, this came up with Facebook too. So TikTok says, like other platforms, we use an in-app browser to provide an optimal user experience, but the JavaScript code in question is used only for debugging, troubleshooting, and performance monitoring of that experience, like checking how quickly a page loads or whether it crashes. So TikTok knows that they can see this information. They're saying they're not using it. Again, this goes back to the previous thing about the data. Who do we trust? And last week, Facebook was called out for this very same thing.
Okay.
So if I pick up my phone and I go into TikTok and I click a link that they have in there,
right?
Or any link that they have,
it's how the link served within the app versus going to the browser outside of the app. That's what it is. So that's what
in order to get around that, for my security reasons, I need to go to my Safari or go to Google on my own and not go through TikTok to go up in their little browser window to go somewhere.
Okay. Yes. So now they're saying that the research does not show that the companies are actually using that code to collect data, send it to their servers, or share it with third party. So they're saying they can't check and see if they're using that keystroke data, but they have it's available to them if they so choose to. So here's the deal. They said TikTok and Meta offer the option for you to open links in Safari or your phone's default browser, but only after the app take you to the respective in-app browser first. The default option is behind a menu screen in both TikTok and Instagram. So I didn't take a time to look and see, but I will be looking. So they're saying that there's an option for you to open links in Safari or your whatever default browser you use, but it still has to go through the in-app browser first, because that's how the coding works in the app. It's real technical, but that's how it works. It has to open in the in-app browser first and then go to the extra.
Okay, and I think I've seen that when I was looking for something, like in my email or I know what it was. I was going to post something to my Facebook page and from one of the real estate things that I do. So I clicked on it. It didn't take me to the Facebook app.
Right.
It didn't take me straight to the app. It took me to, you want to log in and you put in
that's the in-app browser. That's what I'm talking about.
And then I couldn't get in anyway because my password, I don't remember my password in my head.
Right.
So I was like, oh, forget all
you just go away from it. But some people do. Some people log in.
And I couldn't log in because I didn't remember it. So I went to the app. I just went to, let me just push the Facebook, the blue F, and go in over there instead of trying to type. In.
Right. So that's you're right. That's what I mean. Whenever you type the link and it says, do you want to open Facebook? And it's a browser window. And I've seen it. And I don't log in because I don't remember the passwords, because our phone stores the passwords for us. So I don't remember all these things. So I just ignore it and then go to the browser and then itself and type in find it that way. I go a different way, but most people don't do what we do. Most people
but what that tells me is, now learning this, just don't use it.
Right. With the URLs that are going out and asking you to log in like that.
Right.
With keystrokes and things like that. That's the takeaway. I know this was long and complicated, but that's just how the way the app handles a URL. That's a certain way, that's coded a certain way to open up in another browser. It has to go through the in-app browser first, and all the apps have them because of the way it works. Okay. So it's just be careful is what Fran and I are saying. Fran, you will copy the URL. I will go to the browser, and it's more work, but it's like you don't want to put all that information in. And so now we know why.
I was like, do I want to do the post after all this?
Right. Okay. So now remember, it's not just TikTok, it's Meta. Meta was called out last week. We didn't talk about it, but they were called out last week for the very same thing.
And that's where I got that.
Right.
Is from Meta. Meta was the one that I
Meta was last. Yeah, that one came out last week. So this week they're saying TikTok is doing it too. So the keystrokes. And it's important because when you're putting in a password or putting in your credit card or putting in your social security, or those are keystrokes.
Mm.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right, so just one more thing to be cautious about. And the last thing with TikTok, TikTok has a feature that lets creators share TikTok stories to Facebook and Instagram. So you'll be able to publish your TikTok stories to both Facebook and Instagram. It's cross posting, so if you want to do that. All right, so we're running out of time. All right, so let me get through these real quick. So we got one for reel scheduling is now available to all users if you use Creator Studio app. So now you can schedule reels within the Creator Studio app. If you this is good if if you're managing a lot of business pages in Facebook or Instagram, you can do that. Also, the business.facebook.com, which is their Meta Business Suite on the desktop. That's where you go to access it. Let's see. Okay, I'll say one more from Meta. Meta has a lot of real features. They're doing let me go real quick with these. They're adding an add yours stickers from stories to reels. You'll be able to post your add yours questions via reels clips. There's an auto created Facebook reels, which will enable users to automatically convert their archived stories into reels clips. And they're also expanding access to stars. Remember that stars program that if influencer goes live, they can get those stars and get money. So they're moving that to Facebook Reels. You have to be an eligible creator. There's a whole list of things that you have to have in order to be in the stars program. They started this thing back in June. The expansion was in June. Okay, stars on Reels will be available to all creators that have maintained at least 1,000 followers over the last 60 days. And so there'll be analytics for Reels also in Creator Studio. So there's cross posting, there's analytics, there's there's a bunch of features that they're moving over to Facebook Reels. Another one, Doordash is delivering purchases from Facebook Marketplace. They're doing a test with that. So they're doing early partnership. They said couriers will deliver orders that are small enough to fit in the car trunk and come from sellers up to 15 miles away. And it's free to Reels and customers is what they're saying. It's not clear how Facebook and Doordash would charge customers later on.
They're paying for it when they deliver the food now.
It's high. So, Meta's gonna want their cut. All right, one more. No, I'll talk about that one later. All right, so the last thing, there's a new app I wanted to show you. It's called Along. It's called Along. The app is based on the concept of infinite videos called tapes. A creator can start a tape by recording a clip and later add as many clips as they want. They can also enable collaboration for a tape, so other creators can add their own videos on a similar theme. Once the original poster approves these collaborations, they're added to the tape. So they're targeting this new app at creators who want to collaborate with the viewers. Right now, the app is invite only and it's iPhone only. I installed it and I wanted to show you real quick. I know we're running behind. It's in the App Store. It's called Along, AOLONG. All right, let me bring it up so you can see, and we'll describe it for Clubhouse. All right, can you see that?
Yeah.
All right, so it says Along, and I installed it. Says open. So it says they're in early access. Here's the preview. Infinite video, instant collabs, collaborate with anyone, instantly submit clips to your faves, friends, and followers. Video that stays fresh, add, remove, and shuffle clips anytime, even after publishing. Long form video, one clip at a time, tell your whole story in quick, easy clips. So it shares it, and they're saying they want to do something different with video. And let me open it so you can see. It's invite only, so I'm not in, but this is 1,116 people in front of me.
Okay.
I'm waiting for them to let me in. So a little bit about, and let me move this out of the way. A little bit about this Along, just a quick recap. So Along is set up in 2020 by Brian Jackson, who he has raised $2 million in seed money last year for it. He says the idea came to him after having an issue with a YouTube video upload that couldn't be addressed without losing the comments and videos. He wants to create a new format that gets rid of the notion of internet video being a static, uneditable file. So that's where he came up with the idea of this Along feature. So if you want to look at it and you have an iPhone, you go in the App Store and type Along. It's not on Android just yet. All right. And that's your week, your social media news and updates this week. A lot.
Wow.
Done.
Woo! Dr. Tachi, we are ready for you.
Are you all worn out now?
That was a lot.
It was a lot of good stuff, though.
Right, it was.
Okay, good. That's what I meant. I was like, I wasn't sure if we should do it all, but this was a part of, because Labor Day is coming and they, these companies shut down for those 2 weeks. That there's not going to be a lot of news later on.
Can we shut down for 2 weeks? Can the average person do that? Anyway. Good for them. Well, I hope everybody is having a great day and had a great week thus far. It's Friday, and I am insanely happy about Friday. So let's talk some media news. We did have Mediascope this week, and so I do want to say this. So you know that I do this thing called Media Meets Brunch, and I usually do that once a month. And I'm really excited about what's going to happen this month. It's going to be next Sunday, which is the 27th or 28th? I think it's the 28th. And it is going to be on all the normal platforms that I do Mediascope on. Usually we do it on Instagram Live, but this time we're going to do it on Facebook, YouTube. I haven't decided whether or not LinkedIn or Twitter, but it's also going to be in the metaverse. So you can join us in Alt Space VR for this. It's going to be absolutely awesome. So you can either join us as an avatar in Alt Space VR or watch via YouTube or however you would like. Or you can do both if you have the bandwidth to do both. But it's going to be really cool. And there will be brunch available. There will be virtual brunch. So there'll be like tables with drinks and stuff set up, and you can pick them up, and it's going to be super cool.
Okay, so there will be a link, right? You're gonna give us
a link?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yes, so don't worry about it. I will be posting. We're going to do a virtual commercial with our avatars so people know that that's how it's going to be. And when you watch it on YouTube, you will see our avatars. So I will give you all a link. If you're not already registered for AltSpace VR, you should. And all you need is, if you already have a Microsoft account, because AltSpace VR is a Microsoft metaverse.
Ooh, good.
And all you have to do is go to AltSpace VR. Is it altsspacevr.com? I'll get it for you. And then you can
I think I have it.
Download it. Do you have it? Okay.
I think so.
Okay. So
I'll put it over here.
if you already have it.
I'm saying I searched for it, and I think it's altvr.com. I'm getting ready to show it so we can see it.
Yeah, I see it too.
Thank you. Yeah, so altvr.com, you go to that website and you download it to your computer. The great thing is you don't have to have a VR headset to use this. You can use Mac or a PC to get on. And it's actually very cool, and you'll get to experience the whole thing in the metaverse. So join us. I just wanted to put that out there because this morning we did a walkthrough of the space they're building, and so I'm excited about it. So I want to share.
Cool.
So,
I'm trying to get it. Where is it?
Absolutely. So I will post. Don't worry. I will keep you all abreast of how to get in. Whether you want to join us in the metaverse or whatever. All right. So I did want to lead off. It is a tech story, and I didn't know if Terry was going to talk about this, but it is from our dear friends at Meta. There have been dozens of Facebook contractors that have lost their jobs because the algorithm reportedly chose them at random. Your job is not
What?
Yes.
What?
So a firm that was contracted by Meta told dozens of their workers that their work for Facebook was, quote, soon being taken away. And this is according to Engadget. This cut is going to affect 60 employees of Accenture, which is a firm that oversees teams of Facebook moderators and other contractors.
All
So
right.
they're not clear about the reasons that the workers were not given an explanation for the changes. But according to Insider, workers were given the news during a hasty video call, and a nameless Accenture representative told the contractors that they had been selected at random via an algorithm.
What?
Make this up, ladies and gentlemen. I can't make this up. So
Wow.
Engadget and Insider attempted to contact Facebook. They declined to comment, and an Accenture rep denied that, quote, layoff actions had taken place. So affected workers were reportedly told that they could, listen to this, reapply and interview for new roles within the firm.
What? That's nuts.
You gonna fire me by text and then have me come back in and do all of that again?
Wait a minute. So they fired the people, and then they said you can reapply for open positions. But I was already.
Yes.
Why couldn't you just keep me and then internally
Move me.
Okay, well, you know what we're talking about here, right? Meta. That would be entirely too much like right. So these cuts are actually coming as Meta is facing challenges to their business model because of economic downturn and hits to their advertising business. So they recently reported, and I'm sure you all know this, shrinking revenue for the first time in their history after losing billions of dollars in their virtual reality division, because they've been building a metaverse of their own, right? And actually Zuckerberg posted a picture of himself, like a picture of a selfie of his avatar, which is like, okay. This is all you could come up with? This is the best you can do? So, I'm not surprised with this, but they've already drastically cut hiring managers to weed out low and told managers to weed out low performers. So the company also cut back some of their, famously extravagant employee perks like on-site laundry service earlier this year. Wow. So Meta employees are actually reportedly concerned that they could slash their workforce by as much as 10%, even though they've denied that it has plans for massive layoffs so far. But why would I believe you when you used an algorithm to lay off these contractors? Granted, that's not Meta per se, it's the company they're contracted with, but Facebook knows, they know about this. So I just found that absolutely ludicrous. Yeah. Heart goes out to the workers. What I don't also like about this is, does that type of thing set a precedent in tech where your number at random is going to be chosen? It reminds me of, did you all ever read a short story in school called The Lottery by Flannery O'Connor?
I vaguely remember it.
Okay. So The Lottery, they actually turned it into a series, and I knew it right away because it was a short story, and I gravitated toward it even though it was morbid. So The Lottery was like every year, basically, there was a lottery with who would get picked to be stoned to death. So this is basically what this is. This is a lottery. So unfortunately, they got picked to be stoned right out of Facebook. Terrible.
Wow.
Yes. So heart goes out to them. So, but let's talk a little more. Is this cheery news? I don't know. Not really. So Netflix has an ad-supported plan. As you know, I talk about Netflix every week because they give me such fodder to talk about. So their ad-supported plan, which I was talking about, they're going to an ad-supported model early next year. Not completely, but they will have an ad-supported tier. Apparently, it's going to block show downloads. So that ad-supported tier will have even more differences from the higher tiers than what we thought initially. And this is according to a new report that suggests subscribers to Netflix's upcoming cheapest plan won't have the ability to download shows to watch later. This was first reported by Bloomberg, and there was code. This is how we always find out things. Code inside the Netflix iPhone app, and it revealed that users for the ad-supported tier won't be able to download the series or movies for offline viewing. And as expected, the code also shows that customers won't be able to skip ads and that playback controls will be unavailable during ad breaks.
Right, because they had to put those limitations in the app. And see, they've been doing stuff secretly. Well, not secretly, but now there's people that know where to go and look at the code. So, yeah.
Exactly. And this is how things get leaked all the time.
Yep.
It's not go to the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office and see what companies have registered as a trademark in terms of the direction they're going, or somebody goes into the back end and looks at the code, and that's how you know what they're probably going to do, right? These things get leaked all the time. So, again, here's the thing. That's not the only limitation. Apparently, last month, it's been said that Netflix's ad tier might not include every Netflix show. So this seems like an inferior product, if you ask me, with all these limitations. Why should I have to pay anything at all? If you're going to go that route and really severely limit, and I have to watch ads, now, why would I have to pay anything at all?
Listen, I haven't. I mean, this is a thought because TikTok is popular and everything. Start putting. You got a TV show. I mean, everybody out there that you have an idea for a TV show or some kind of entertainment. Put it on TikTok and have people come over there because they're not going to pay for this Netflix crap or the Hulu or all the tricks they're doing. They're going to go to TikTok. They're already getting entertainment from TikTok.
Exactly.
And remember, what was the app that had the short? Cute, no, not cool.
Quibi.
Remember that was their idea, short form content. They had all of these celebrities. Forget all that. Go over to TikTok.
Exactly. Then this is the thing. If they're not and here's the big thing. These streamers, which really they're digital, but they're still mainstream. They still think with a mainstream mindset, mainstream linear content, and they're still not giving social media content the respect it deserves. There are people, VidCon just happened. I don't know if you are aware, but VidCon, this is the first time in about 2 years since the pandemic that VidCon has met in person. And VidCon is the place for content creators and influencers to meet up. So this year, TikTok was the big thing. When they last met, YouTube was probably a bigger force, but this year, TikTok was a big thing. So you had all sorts of YouTubers and TikTokers and people that create content in general there. So, you have whole conferences of people that are creating great content. Yeah. I think the linear media industries need to take notice, but the thing is they never do. This happens. We have people that have millions of, of followers and millions of views, and they still don't respect it.
Exactly. And remember, TikTok has the 10-minute limit. You could do a lot in 10 minutes.
Yes. You
can
have
10-minute episode instead of a 30-minute TV episode. You got a 10-minute TikTok episode.
Let me tell you, or as my mother says in Igbo, I'm going to tell you what you can actually have a whole series, right? You can come up with, say, all right, I am going to produce a season of a series.
Right.
Put it up into 10-minute segments. You're talking about maybe 2 hours of shooting time, maybe a little more if you're not as. And you what? Are these people crazy? Do you not see what's happening in the content game? I'm blown every time people get surprised when someone overtakes them, or when something like, I was really looking at Quibi like, and you really didn't know this was going to fail, and they really don't know, or if they know, they ignore it because they're more interested in bottom line.
Right.
And what? You have to look at what the consumers want. You only have a bottom line because you have consumers.
Right.
Real.
And a big part of that is they have to pay attention to Gen Z. That's why, like I said earlier, they don't like to pay attention to Gen Z. I'm like, you better pay attention to Gen Z because that's what you'll be doing.
No, that's exactly the case. I mean, when you look at Gen Z, you look at Gen Z for everything, not just trends in terms of what's happening,
Behavior.
what people are buying, but in terms of like the treatment that they're willing to accept in the workplace. Let me tell you, Gen Z, you all are my heroes. Lower end of millennials, you all are my heroes. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, I won't be coming to work this weekend.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody else, they're like, oh, I got to come in on the weekend. The hell? Who said that? That's not in my contract, but because we accepted that as the case, we went in and just grumbled afterward. They're like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm not coming in. The hell I am. You need to find somebody else to do that. Okay, then fire me. They refuse to take the rubbish that the rest of us took. And like, you know, if you think about Terry and I, we're just on the edge of millennialdom. We're on the edge. But because we, you know, we're Gen X, we have been cultivated to, this is what you do in the workplace. That's what we did. Although we still grumbled and we were moody and angry why we did it, we still did it. But these new generations, they're not doing it. So you
exactly. And with Gen X, that was really like the breaking point between like, okay, we're not gonna do what our parents do. We're gonna think differently. Even though it wasn't like it is with Gen Z and Gen Alpha, but it was the beginning of the crack of things changing.
Absolutely. It was the beginning. It was absolutely the beginning
of the crack
of that. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And then they took it to the nth degree. But
they ran with it.
To your point, yes. Pay attention to what they're doing. Because this is going to be the audience you're going after. Soon, you know, not to sound whatever, but all these people that are here are not going to be here forever.
Right.
You know, the generation, you know, you need to look at Gen Z and also Gen Alpha. What they're doing.
Gen Alpha. Yeah. And real quick, I just want to say a story real quick. Does anybody remember before texting? And I remember when texting came, I said, I'm not doing that crap. I'm not doing that. I remember that. And emoji use. We talked about that too. All of those things that younger generation did, we say we weren't going to do. Look, we're doing it now. 10 years later, 12, 15, we're doing it. So that's what I'm saying, that whatever they're doing, we're going to be doing. It's been proven in history. So.
Absolutely. And, you know, technology has made it easier. If you remember the early days of texting, you had to use that stupid QWERTY keyboard in A, B, B.
Remember the sidekick?
So that was another thing that stopped me from texting because it was just difficult. And there was no voice text. But now they've got the tools to do that. So it's all interesting.
Yeah.
But, so that's what's happening with Netflix. If you're thinking you're going to get this full range of features, mon frere, think again. It is not. It is going to be a seriously downgraded product, which I'm actually not surprised about. But
there's been a lot of grumbling about the prices of Netflix and what they're doing and stuff with Hulu with on Twitter that I've heard, like the younger crowd, like they're not going, they're just give it up.
Because there really isn't that much on there now anyway.
The content is over.
It's like,
remember, Fran, you said earlier about giving the people what they want. TikTok gives the people what they want. That's just it.
Exactly. People are basically saying, and let me say it with the Southern speak, I'm not finna pay. I'm not finna pay.
That's what they're saying online. I've heard. I've seen the Twitter conversations. They're not putting up with it. They're not paying with it. They're just gonna drop it. Do something. Go to TikTok.
I'm gonna tell you this. My husband just recently got on TikTok. I'm like, dude, are you still watching TikTok? What is the fascination? You know, he gets on there and he follows.
Because he found interest. He found an interest that he liked, and TikTok saw that and gave him more. It's like an injection of you like this, boom, 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 and that's why you're there.
I was like, okay, so for him, it's YouTube and TikTok, not much TV,
right,
at all.
Right. See what's happening. See what's going on.
I was like, okay, I ain't got time to be watching people all the day long. I can't do it. But it is, and when you drop into TikTok, stuff automatically is flying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Wow. So let's talk. I know we're running short on time, so I'm going to fly through some of these. But of course, jump in whenever. Johnny Depp. We thought he was disgraced and he crawled away with his tail between his legs, him and his silly ex-wife. Guess not. Look, there are never any repercussions, it seems. People come back and they do, all we have to do is look at Cuomo with this new show. And
exactly.
I've got a new show. No, nobody ever gets punished for anything. They're disgraced. I'm like, don't worry, they'll be back next month. You don't even have to lay low anymore.
But wait a minute, Matt Lauer. Now Matt Lauer's one. He hasn't come back.
Who?
Remember Matt Lauer?
Remember him? Today's show?
Yeah.
I think it depends to the extent of the disgrace.
Okay.
And remember, here's the thing. There's a time lapse between Matt Lauer. The whole thing came out. Has it been 3 years now at this point?
I think it's more than maybe more than 3. I'm not sure.
It's probably been about 4 years. And if you think about back then, that was the height of the Me Too movement, the height of it. And so I don't want to say he got caught up like he should not have, but because the movement was so strong then and it was the height of, and his case happened to come out at that time, that's really difficult to come back from because there was so much against him. Now, coming down the line a little bit, it's still there, but you're going to notice it's a little bit farther removed. And so I think it also depends on the extent of what was done as to how a person is able to bounce back.
Yeah, so he left in 2017. He all his stuff. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's been about 5 years now.
Yeah.
So, well, he knows not to show his stupid face.
Of course he knows not to show up.
Exactly. So I don't know that he can bounce back from that, but I don't think he's worried about it either because he's got the money.
He got the money.
Whatever, he's fine.
Right.
So don't cry for him, Argentina.
I'm not crying for him.
No. But Johnny Depp is actually set to direct his first directorial effort in 25 years. It's called Modigliani, I think. Al Pacino is co-producing it. So it's a feature film about the Italian artist Amedeo Modigliani. I apologize for butchering it. And he's producing, as I said, alongside Al Pacino. He also has a role overseas coming up that I saw. So I'm like, what? Proof that that you can do whatever the heck you like if you're certain people in Hollywood and come back after all of this. So, yes, it's called Jeune de Belly, which is his first movie in 3 years. So international market, I guess, didn't get wind of all of that or doesn't care. But
because that was a whole show in itself.
That was a show in himself, and I'm sure he was monetizing off of it somehow. He would have been stupid not to.
I mean, because I know it was on, and then people had the trial going, and the little ticker tape going. I'm like, but this wasn't like other celebrity trials. This was kind of like, oh, okay, it's Captain Jack. I'm like, okay, keep moving. I didn't even stop in to listen.
No, I didn't give two damns. So I wasn't going to, trade my time and effort for that because it wasn't relevant to me, but a lot of people did. It was a huge deal, and it did a lot of collateral damage initially, but I could be wrong because now he has a role, and now he's directing alongside Al Pacino. Okay, so anyway, that's Johnny Depp news. This I found very interesting. Now, there had been a lot. I don't know if you've been paying attention to what's happening in terms of the different guilds and unions in Hollywood, but there's a lot happening in terms of they're constantly always trying to revise and get more rights and things like that, including there was something recently in terms of exclusivity when it came with Screen Actors Guild and some others, because right now they were trying to work with the exclusivity clauses because, and in fact, it went to it was going to be codified into law, but I think they've put that on hold now because they've come to some sort of agreement, whereas the length of time of exclusivity prohibits actors from getting involved with other projects because of that. So that's what they were trying to work out. So there are a lot of things going on, including the fact that dancers in LA are moving to unionize with the Actors Group, the Actors Equity Association. Now, these are not just normal dancers; they're strippers. So dancers at a Los Angeles strip club have filed to unionize with Actors Equity Association, which would make them the first group of strippers to join the national union that represents theater actors. So they submitted a petition on Wednesday with the National Labor Relations Board seeking a union election. And this is coming after months of staging protests outside the venue, raising concerns about workplace safety and labor rights. So Actors Equity represents Broadway actors, stage managers, Disney World performers, and other regional theater actors. And they said they're supporting the effort and that if it is successful, the Star Garden workers will become the only strippers in the U.S. represented by a union. Velveeta spoke to The Guardian, and this is what she said. We like what we do. Sorry, I'm trying not to laugh.
You had me at Velveeta. I was like, whoa.
Okay. You heard her. Okay, so what did Velveeta say?
She said, we like what we do. We would like our jobs even more if we had basic worker protections. We're like so many other workers who have learned that it's not a choice between suffering abuse or quitting. With a union together, we can make needed improvements to our workplace. I don't want to imagine what that would be.
Hold it.
Yes.
Does that mean that you can no longer touch the strippers or throw money at the strippers, or are there restrictions on the lap dance? What's going on here?
Yeah, I think there are already rules depending on what club you're at.
Which club you're in.
And
yeah, they have rules about. Yeah, I think it's club to club. It's not like a universal thing, but
right. So yeah. So, okay, this unionization campaign came in March in response to the club's security guards' repeated failures to protect the dancers from abuse and threats. Actors Equity said this in a statement. And in a petition to management that month, 15 out of 23 dancers called for workplace safety improvements, including enforcing policies barring customers from filming them and lingering after the club closes for the night, and urging the bar to stop serving customers who become belligerent. So after they submitted that petition, they were barred from returning to work the next day. And they interviewed 8 of those dancers who said they were wrongfully terminated and reviewed signed affidavits according to the NLRB, alleging that managers failed to protect them from unwanted touching. So they've been picketing outside the establishment regularly, and they've been telling arriving customers about their struggle for better working conditions and discouraging them from patronizing. Now, they don't give 2 damns about you're going after the wrong people. You are uniting for the wrong cause. But I mean, again, any workplace is a workplace.
Right.
to be protected. It doesn't matter what you do. If you are being paid for a job, that is work for you, and you deserve basic protections.
Yes, they do have a point. They do have a point.
And I really don't like this filming of the employees. That's a bridge.
Okay, because normally when you go into an establishment, you can't bring your camera in there and start filming folks.
Not allowed.
And then people waiting for you after you get off work. That's not cool. And then the other part is there's something with federal with the alcohol situation.
Tobacco, firearms, and alcohol.
Yeah, okay. They can't. You're not supposed to be serving nobody after a certain time period. Then also, if you know they are inebriated and acting a fool, you're not supposed to be serving.
Right. Yeah.
So, why do they need to? They shouldn't have to go to a union to have those basic things done.
Right.
But apparently.
You do, because the reason that actors and if you have your equity card or if you're Screen Actors Guild or any of that, the reason you have protections is because you have the union. Because let me tell you, some of these producers, they would hang you out to dry if there were no rules and there were no union.
I understand that. I'm just saying the basic rules for the federal government has put in place. Apparently the clubs are not following.
Yeah, they're not following it.
That's my point. And I'm saying that the people who are dancing should not have to resort to unionizing for the basic protection, but they have to because the clubs are not
doing their
part.
Right.
I think it's also looked at in terms of the respectability of what they're doing and the respectability of those types of establishments. I think sometimes people do not consider them workers. They don't consider that as a job. They're often not looked at as human, which is why people think they can grope and do whatever they like with them. But for them, it is a job. Whether or not you agree with what they do, that's irrelevant.
Right. And I'm just saying that it shouldn't come to that. They do need to be protected. But anyway, I wish there was.
Yeah, the establishments aren't following the laws and regulations of the localities they're in, which they're supposed to, and they're not. That's the issue.
Right.
They're not. So
they're not.
Right. So they're doing this.
Right. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I'm saying they're doing this, the unionizing, because they're not getting the things that you're supposed to get from the laws that are already in place.
That's
absolutely
okay. All right.
So I'll give you one last story since we're just at like 8 after the hour now. Well, 8 after the hour for both of us, East and West Coast. So let's talk about Cameo. We've talked about Cameo before, which is the service that allows you to get shout outs from your favorite celebrities or non-celebrities for varying prices. I've been on there before and I'm like, poor Santa, you're only asking for $10. So I feel bad sometimes when I see some of these things, or celebrities that are not that may be, I hate the term D-list, but that may not be the most popular ones. But everybody needs to make money somehow, so it's cool. You could even, if for some reason you could register to be on Cameo if you thought anybody would. Come on, I don't know that anybody will want a cameo from me, but it is what it is. So here's the thing. Cameo is adding some more features because they're letting users video chat with celebrities. So the latest feature is going to give users a new way to get some FaceTime with their favorite stars. And so let's go back to what they do. You can purchase 10-minute video chats. They announced that you could purchase 10-minute video chats with actors, athletes, influencers, and other notable people. Ooh. So, yeah, that's interesting.
No, I'm looking at it. One of the guys from Shark Tank, his is $1,500 and up. So is this live or pre-recorded?
It's live.
Okay.
It's live.
Okay.
So it's intended for a single recipient. But you can enjoy it. You could do it as a group, if you want. So it allows 1 to 10 people to come together to chat with high-profile conversation partners. And there's a video that you can watch on YouTube called Introducing Cameo Live. So if you go to Cameo's channel, you'll be able to see it, and they'll explain this. So the sessions could range from like a ride to work with Stanley from The Office to a house party with the housewives. So let's talk about some pricing. You already gave us some. So there's a big price difference with normal cameos, because normal cameos may cost $299, right?
Mhm.
But if you a cameo live would then retail for $2,000.
Okay.
So if you split that between like 10 people, it's more affordable than Cameo's basic product if you wanted to do that. And it's live as opposed to being pre-recorded, because Cameos are pre-recorded and they send it to you. And so when you see all these things, they're like, oh, and we have a shout out from, it's like, I always could tell them, oh, they use Cameo. So not that there's anything wrong with that, but some people are purporting to have more connections to people than they actually do. Anybody can pay and get this. So for example, Dorinda Medley, who's from The Real Housewives of New York, offers Cameo Lives for just $250, and her basic cameos cost $150. So it just depends on who it is. So if you want to do you could do a Cameo Live with like Lord of the Rings actor Sean Astin, pro wrestling legend Mick Foley. There's a whole bunch of people that you could do.
Yeah, they even have animals on here: porcupines, ducks, and dogs, elephants, cats.
It's so cute for kids.
Oh, it's tight.
Stop it.
For birthday party, that would be so nice.
Look,
could we do Disney characters? Or I mean, Disney should get in on this. Like, you get a cameo from Mickey Mouse, you get a cameo from
the princess or something.
Right.
They would probably do their own service rather than use Cameo, and they're probably coming up with it as we speak.
Right. You know how many kids? That's what they did with Netflix. It's like, oh, hold on. Why are we giving all our stuff to them?
Well, I can see this being a really good feature, this Cameo Live, if you're doing something like a girls' trip or a bachelorette party or something. You want to talk with a specific personality. I could see where everybody would chip in and want to have that as the event.
Yeah,
the animals.
Mm-hmm. Oh, let me see these animals. Wait a minute, I gotta magnify you.
Make me bigger.
Wow.
Interesting.
I think this is so cool.
Look, elephant, a cat, bird, parrots, a porcupine.
Wait a minute. So this means that I could go on there as an animal? And
No, these are the animals. These are pet owners.
And they let you.
So here's the Dunkin' Donuts, Dunkin' Ducks, and here it is with the duck.
Okay, let's see.
Oh, Peter's going to have a field day with this. But anyway, I think this is actually really cool. And this is part of what Cameo is doing, and they're calling this Cameo 2.0. So they're saying it's the next chapter in their, quote, mission to create a full-service technology platform enabling the most personalized and authentic experiences on Earth. So they're also, part of that shift is including an NFT venture called Cameo Pass and an expansion of their merch operation. And this is coming at a tricky time because they exploded during the beginning of the early days of the pandemic, obviously for obvious reasons. And they're still onboarding new talent all the time, but there's been a slowdown. And because of that, Cameo cut 25% of their staff earlier this year. So they're doing all these things to kind of expand their services so that they can, keep going. So that's what's happening on the Cameo front.
Yeah, they even have a summer sales section, 25% off.
What?
See, that's sad.
Yeah, see, that's a sale, summer sale.
She said that is sad. Oh my gosh.
I feel bad for whoever's 25%. That is sad.
Said the entertainer instead of $250 is $188.
Oh, okay, but that is not live.
No, but okay, but here's the deal. This is a new twist on how to monetize your
Celebrity status.
celebrity status, or even if you're not a celebrity, because some of these people are not, but you are now bringing in additional income in between gigs.
So here's the thing. This is what I'm going to make a suggestion to all of you, and I'm going to see if this flies. And there are other ways to do this. Anybody who has some sort of talent, Terry, you do all this fantastic stuff with social media. Terralina, you are the queen of designing. Fran, you are a realtor, and we know a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Could that not be a place to kind of do a 10-minute live with someone, kind of like a teaching type thing?
Wasn't that the Wisdom app? Wasn't that the idea behind that Wisdom app?
Mm.
Remember that? There's an app Wisdom
behind it?
I'm not sure.
I think that was part of the idea behind it. As to how many people are actually using it still, I haven't been on Wisdom in forever.
Right.
Oh, well, Owl, what is it? Owly? There's another app that's called Owl. It's like OWWL that allows you to do your expertise for that type of thing as well. So that's something to check out for those of you who want to do it. But I'm wondering if you could do the same thing with Cameo.
Well, they got something on here, Cameo for Business.
Really?
Yeah, there's Cameo for Business.
Okay.
You can unlock the power of celebrity for high-performing creative solutions. So you can create show-stopping videos or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well,
check it out.
What is this happy birthday animals? They got some happy birthday animals over here.
That's for the kids,
Yeah, that's what I was saying about like Elmo and Mickey Mouse. All these characters, Disney should be getting on this, because all of these kids would want a special shout out from Elmo or Sesame Street.
Oh, yeah.
All those characters. I'm like, why haven't they done it?
Because nobody's pushed them yet, and if Cameo starts doing them, then they're gonna be like, oh wait, we got to do it.
They'll be trying to sue them. They will be trying to sue them.
Yeah, because I can see, Princess, whoever, Jasmine, she sent me a birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, instead of a card, the grandma can sign up, get Princess Jasmine or whoever, or Elmo or whoever, send their kid, their grandchild, a shout out from Elmo.
One of the categories says Disney.
Oh, really?
Under categories, it says Disney. Let me click on it. Hold on.
Disney might be up in the mix.
That's what I'm saying.
Phineas and Ferb.
Be in trouble.
Yeah.
Oh, Disney impersonators. New in Disney.
Okay, and it has.
Okay, this is I see in Disney. It's the guy that's the voice of Puma in the Lion King. His is $1,000.
Wow.
Then someone from Star Wars. Yeah.
They're not there as their Disney characters. They're there as people that play Disney characters.
Right. Right. So like Billy D. Williams. Yeah. So like Billy D. Williams is here. He was in Star Wars. So that's what the Disney, when you search for Disney, the guy that did the voice of Jafar in Aladdin. So they're all here as themselves, but they're saying they were the character in this Disney thing. That's what it's.
Okay.
But I'm saying Disney should have a Disney, here's Elmo. Not Elmo. Here's this character. Here's that character. And the kids would eat that up.
Yep. It's like breakfast with Santa Claus. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Eat that up.
Absolutely.
Well, this one lady was on here playing. She said, what does it say here? About your Disney princess, Elsa, Anna, Ariel, Belle, Cinderella, Poomsy, Merida, and Snow. That sounds like the actual Disney characters.
Yes, it does.
I don't know.
Very, very soon, all of this is going to stop. I'm telling you, Disney is going to get wind of this. They're
Yep.
going to not only put their own thing on, but they're going to prohibit people probably from doing this type of thing. You could probably talk about yourself as a character, but you can't do.
You can't.
Yeah.
There's licensing to that. Yeah.
The Disney princess. Okay.
Yeah. So,
Mhm.
but there's the idea for the cameo for kids from Disney. And you
Yeah.
go in there and you talk all day to Minnie Mouse, Mickey Mouse, all of the Daffy, all of those characters.
All of the characters. I'm like, I don't know why they ain't doing that. You know, chat with.
They should. I mean, unless they just don't want to take the time and energy to build the platform, then it's like, all right, we'll just team up with Cameo, who already has the technology in place to do that.
Right.
Well, they actually have the stuff to their Disney Plus channel. All you got to do is put a video camera in a room. Hi, Millie. This is Mickey.
Do they have an app on the App Store?
Mm-hmm.
Disney, you are losing out on an income stream.
I don't think they are.
they haven't wanted. You know, they're like, yeah, okay. Not enough money coming in.
Multiple streams of income. Okay, so they have the Disney app is just to watch the content, but I'm just like this Cameo thing. I'm seeing kids in my mind going crazy because they get to talk to, and I say Disney, but if they talk to Elmo or any of these characters, Sesame Street need to get on it. What? Who's that? What is that? The church lady?
Wait a minute. Yes, just a
Could
second.
get in on it. I think.
Yeah.
Oh,
You pronounce it.
he's hilarious.
Anyway, I give you a birthday shout out.
What?
Phone count. Whatever you need, y'all, you got to book me. And I know you're right.
Okay.
That is
All right, Cameo.
That is a great.
Well, he put himself on there. I don't know who he is.
Exactly.
But,
He's a grandma impersonator.
a grandma impersonator. Okay.
Yes,
I guess
on TikTok. He's hilarious.
Willie
Yo, how you?
What? Lord have mercy.
Okay.
Thank you, love.
Okay. So, and he wasn't, but he started on TikTok, huh? Okay.
Yeah. There are a lot of TikTokers that are on there. There's this one, he's a comedian, but Carter something, and he is hilarious. So he does the, you know how there's that filter where you have the eyes and the mouth speaking, as you could put it over objects to make them speak. So he does that, and he does all these different things, like it will be cities against it. He's hilarious. So
It's Carter Anderson. I got it up here. You can't hear it though.
Oh, I see.
he's hilarious. Yes, this one is hilarious.
He's doing Philly, New Orleans, San Francisco, Chicago. Let me see. You should be able to hear it. Let me put the sound up. Nope, I didn't figure out how to do that.
Wow.
So he's on Cameo as well, and you could get his friend. His big thing is Taco Bell is always coming.
Oh, okay, I found him. TJ, it has on his little video thing. You have to uncheck that X. I mean, click the little
X over the microphone.
Wow.
Yeah. So, point being, there are a lot of people on Cameo, including TikTokers, including people on Instagram. It's not just traditional celebrities.
Wow. And so, yeah, you can book him to do a little something for you for your birthday or whatever.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, I went to TikTok. Started playing music. All right.
I'm good. This is what I have for today. Back to you, Bob.
We want to thank everybody for tuning in today. Thank you for spending a little time of your right before your Friday or your Friday.
Time.
Right. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We look forward to seeing you again real soon, like on Monday. TJ will be here on Tuesday. Catch Dr. Tachi Wednesdays on Mediascope. And we want to really thank you. If you want to become a part of BizChicks, just text biz to 33777 or visit bizchicks.net. And with that, we're going to sign off. And we want to say
it's okay to make money in your business. So go to the front of your own line. In addition to that, we'll see you Monday for Coffee, Tea, Thoughts, and Conversations with the BizChicks. We'd love it if you would subscribe to our channel. And we thank you for following us over here on Facebook and other places. We want to give a shout out to everybody listening over in the Clubhouse. Be sure to click on that mention so that you can get notifications about when we are in the house. We want to thank you again. Dr. Tachi, I found that most entertaining. And I have now found a comedian that I think I want to follow. So, guys, come on in. We'll see you Monday, same time, same station. Bye-bye, everyone. Thank you again, TJ. All the way to New York City. See you later.